to me, it was perfect. It was actually perfect. Nick went out there. He captivates an audience still like nobody in the octagon. When he walked out, it was like the crowd went crazy for Diaz. Robbie was in the octagon doing some weird footwork. Like, Robbie was moving like I've never seen Robbie move before in the octagon. I reach over to Felder. I go, what is he doing? Felder goes, I don't know, but he is swift on his toes tonight.
Right.
And the fight starts, and they just go crazy. Nick is just throwing bang, 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 bang. Robbie's hitting it. Boom. Did you see that spinning kick that Nick threw to start the fight?
Yeah.
He threw the craziest spinning kick to start the
Well,
fight.
of course I saw it, DC, because I was sitting at the Arizona State game, supposed to be watching my kid, and I had my phone set up on a bottle because I had to make sure I saw what Nick Diaz was doing.
Look at this guy.
So absolutely.
Look at this dude. Look at this dude. I didn't realize you did that.
Hey, man.
You actually said this dude said, wow. Multitasking at its finest by my boy Ryan Clark, watching the fights and watching his son. How can you even focus on anything outside of your kid playing football? Jordan Clark, by the way, starting free safety for the Arizona State Sun Devils, and does a fantastic job.
Here's how you focus. You focus when the offense is on the field. When the defense is out there, when the defense is out there, you just look up and look down. You look up and look down, and you listen for DC's voice. Yeah. And DC's voice and all the screaming that he does that had me thinking that you weren't even going to be able to do the show this week usually lets me know what's going on. Do you think it was the layoff? Though DC that had him to where with that type of pace, because we were all texting on the group chat throughout the first couple of rounds, and everybody's like, there's no way this pace keeps up. There's no way that both of these guys could keep going like this. And it seemed like Robbie Lawler still had it. Like, Robbie Lawler still had some bounce to him. Do you think it was the layoff, maybe the lack of cardio, which is why they had to fight at 185, maybe that made it to so that Diaz couldn't continue fighting, and he kind of just wilted, DC, like he almost tapped. And I know they're going to hate me.
I can feel you kind of like trying to say something without having to actually say it.
Yeah.
But there was a point that was made, Ryan, and for a guy like you and me who's seen Nick Diaz at his best, Strikeforce champ and everything, he always had uncertainty. But he said something to Brett Okamoto earlier in the week that I want to reference before I make my point, and this is what he told Brett.
I didn't expect to feel the way I do at 38. I didn't expect things to come flying at me like they did as soon as the idea of me fighting even came into play. Just leading up, like the way that everything just rushed me. And this fight is taking a lot more out of me. But I mean, how I feel today is great. If I feel on fight day, like how I do today, we're gonna see. I'm gonna do really well, but to be honest with you, I really don't want to do this.
And this was what I'm referring to. He said if he feels like he feels today on Saturday, he'll do really well. But if I'm being honest, I don't really want to do this. Now, you go back to Nick back in the day, and Nick always had that conflict of whether or not he wanted to fight or if he didn't want to fight. But when that octagon door closed, he was always Nick Diaz. He was always forward pressure, in phenomenal shape, and he would break his opponents down. This, to me, was the first time that all those questions that are in his head showed itself on fight night. And it showed itself in a way that he thought he was nervous, right? I believe that's why he threw so much. I can almost feel his energy. When I was in the octagon with him afterwards, I can feel that energy of almost relief that it was over when I was talking to Nick Diaz. But Nick Diaz is going to be judged very harshly for doing what he did on Saturday. When the ref told him get up and he's like, nah, I'm good, fight's over. I kind of take a different view of it. Remember, this is Nick Diaz who threw in the towel when his brother was getting beat by Josh Thompson.
Yeah.
This is Nick Diaz as a veteran of the game who understood this is not going my way. So he pulled the plug. I don't think Nick should be judged as a quitter. I think Nick should be judged as a person that just knew, hey, this is not for me right now. Do I think he's done? No. I think that with the right motivations, Nick Diaz can still go fight. And he can still be fun. And that's what I spoke to him about inside the octagon, how he felt. I told him how fun it was to see him in there, and the pace and the pressure and how great a fight it was, because that's how I felt.
Right.
And I think I was speaking from the viewpoint of the whole, because it still felt like an experience. Sure, we didn't see the guy that broke down BJ Penn.
Right.
Sure, we didn't see the guy that did what he did against Paul Daly way back in the day. But we saw a fun Nick Diaz, and I truly believe that it speaks volumes to know. Ryan, I was not mad when Deontay Wilder's corner stopped the fight against Tyson Fury.
Right.
Their fighter was whipped. They gave him a chance to fight another day. And I think Nick Diaz did exactly that on Saturday night.
Yeah, like, I don't fight, right? I'm not letting people punch me in my face for a living. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not letting, like, I don't know how you guys do that. And to see Nick Diaz come out and fight in that way and have that type of pace and stand in front of Robbie Lawler, like, all those things were exciting to me. And we go into the third round, and I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, and my kids, my girls are laughing at me. They're like, Pop, like, sit back. We can't see the field. And I was like, well, you need to stand up. Like, I got y'all a suite. There's a lot of room in here. Leave me the hell alone. And so I'm on the edge of my seat, and we're texting about it. And then he's on the ground. Robbie Lawler walks away, and I was like, dang. Like, he really, like, this is it. And it kind of took me back to when I retired. See, I didn't retire on TV at the Combine when everybody else saw it, when it's me and Susie Colbert and we giving high fives because I know I got a TV deal now. Like, that wasn't when I retired. I retired in November. I start the season off in year 13. I start the season off great, balling, flying around. Hurt my ankle on Monday night. I get it checked out. They say, you know, you got some bone spurs, you got some ligaments, this and this. You need to have surgery. And they were like, if you have surgery, you'll be good in such and such months. And I was like, I'm not having surgery to play football no more. And then I remember every Saturday when the barber would come over, I would text Jordan. I would say, Jordan, the barber's pulling up. Go open the door for him, because I knew how long it would take me to get down the steps. And this was Saturday, and we would play on Sunday. And so I remember like it was yesterday. I had just finished treatment. It was a Tuesday night. My wife walks down the stairs, and I say, babe, this is it. I said, I don't have no more. I said, what it is taking me to get ready to play a football game is not worth what I get out of it. And when I watched Diaz sitting on the mat in the octagon, my thought was, and now you listen to what he said before. This fight was hard, right? Preparing for it. It took a lot out of me. I don't really want to do that. And when I hear those things, I think back to not sitting on the mat in the octagon, but sitting on my couch. Sitting on my couch and thinking on a Monday, golly, I got to do all this stuff to get ready to play a game Sunday in which they're going to have to shoot me in my ankle in order for me to play in. And then no matter how well I play, it's not going to be enough for me to feel like doing that junk all the way over again to play the next Sunday is worth it. Do you think here that Diaz still wants to fight, though, DC?
I think he wants to, but, you referred to, I don't get enough out of it for what I'm putting into it. Nick made the same reference last week.
Wow.
He said, I hate this sport for all that I've given it and all that it's taken from me.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I get as much in return, right? Like, he said that. It's almost eerie to hear you say that in your house you felt the same thing. Like, you just know. You know when it's time. I knew when it was time. I knew when I wasn't myself anymore.
Right.
But I don't believe that Nick's done yet. I really don't believe that he wants to be done with fighting. He's a fighter, man, and I just believe that the more he can do it, the more comfortable he will be getting back inside the octagon. He's 38 years old, Ryan. At 39, I had the successful year of my career, and I believe that Nick Diaz has a lot of the same abilities. And Ryan, after a fight card like UFC 266, there's a ton of interest from everywhere.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.